What's going on, everybody? My name is Baloo and welcome to the jungle. This is the channel where we take a very simple approach to technical analysis. We look at the price in the context of volume using the Wyckoff method. If that is something that interests you, then why don't you hit the subscribe button? I do this every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Well, today we're going to talk about Bitcoin. We're going to talk about the altcoin space and what we're seeing inside of the charts, because breakout is it just feels like we could break out at any moment here. So without any further ado, we'll take a look at the king of all cryptocurrency, and that is Bitcoin. So as we usually do on this show, we start out with Bitcoin on the daily chart. And we've been inside of this ascending formation. We had this smaller time frame trading range down at the bottom here, or in the middle, I guess I should say, right here. And we broke out of that and we've tested it. The test seems to have been somewhat successful. We got a nice bullish engulfing candle on the daily yesterday for yesterday's close. Not a ton of momentum on the next candle. So we'll have to see if we need to come down and test again. But, you know, things are looking good. I really like this formation. I think that, you know, we're going to break out. I believe that we are going to break out soon, probably within a week. We'll probably see our breakout. It might occur this weekend. It might happen right after this stream. But we need to start breaking out some of these highs. So there's three highs that we need to kind of pay attention to here. So there's this one local high right here. So we'll drop a line there. And then we have this line right here. Now, anytime, even if it's a wick and we come up above that level, that to me is a break of the high. Even if it retraces back down, those are confirmations. Those are confirmations of strength because we are making new highs. I want to see those levels break. Whether or not the price stays there is irrelevant to me. And then we have our last one, which is the current all-time high. So there's three levels there. There's three highs that we kind of need to break out of. We haven't done any of them yet, so keep an eye out for that. Those are the levels to break. So 59.5. 65 and you know, a clear break above 62 would kind of be the signal to the market that everything is very healthy and it's time to see some price appreciation. Sorry, I thought my light was in the way of the camera there. So yeah, everything's looking really good on that front. Let's go ahead and take a look at total and total 2. Let me go over to, I'll just type it in. So total, as a lot of us know, is the total market cap of the entire cryptocurrency space. Total looks like it's broken out. We can kind of ignore this channel for now because the most important thing is this area right here. So total has a breakout of a new high. We came down and we tested, we got a new high, and we came down and tested again. So you know, and after that we got a new high. So things are looking really good on total. If we go and check out total 2, which is every cryptocurrency excluding Bitcoin, so the entire altcoin market, it's way stronger. So the altcoins are absolutely inarguably in control. And that is kind of a characteristic of the later stages of the bull market. So I think it's beginning to show that we are probably more than halfway through. We are more than halfway through the largest expansion of price inside of the bull market. Just because retail is coming in and they're not buying Bitcoin. You know, there are so many projects. Everybody's buying up all these projects and participating in IDOs and all of these token launches and everything. So, you know, the altcoins are definitely in control here. So, so we can, you know, trend is your friend until it ends. We're making higher highs and we're making higher lows. So, 8OB asks, can you talk about the decline in the weekly/daily volume in the context of price since the week of January 4th, price top at 41.50? I'm assuming you're talking about Bitcoin. For those who are new to the Wyckoff method and new to volume analysis, high volume doesn't mean it's good. Volume is kind of contextual, and this is a huge part of what I teach in my private group. For those interested, updating my website, got a new website. It's no longer Baloo's Crypto Jungle, it's just the Crypto Jungle. I'll let you try and figure out why I decided to do that. But yeah, if you are interested in joining VIP, follow the links down below. We talk a lot about strategy. We have an on-demand video library that can teach you the Wyckoff method, as well as the weekly classroom. Excuse me, classrooms. We do a class immediately after the Twitch stream or the YouTube stream every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We go and we talk about your charts, your analysis, and your setups, and help you get a good strategy in place so that you're able to capitalize on this market to the fullest effect. So OMG, yeah, we'll take a look at OMG. So take a look at the weekly/daily volume in the context of price. Okay, well, let's go ahead and take a look at the weekly. And you're saying since January 4th peak? Yes. So yeah, we have just not a super uncharacteristic amount of volume. We haven't seen a huge decline, or sorry, a huge advance in volume. Let's get off of the futures. Let's go take a look at some spot markets, especially on American exchanges. I just trust their volume to be more accurate. So I'll go ahead and look at Coinbase. And yeah, you're referencing this decline in volume. So there's an overall decline in volume. Now, what a lot of people make the mistake on is they think that a decline in volume means that we are getting ready to head down, or that it is a decline in interest in the asset. And it's not necessarily that simple. When a price is ascending and the volume is declining, it's indicating that the price is easy to move up. You can look at it as a divergence. So you need to think of volume as effort, and the price is the result of that effort. So let's go to the daily. We have this divergence here. The price is ascending while the effort being applied to Bitcoin, the volume, is declining. So less and less effort is required. And the result of less and less effort is an increase in price. That's telling me that demand is very much so in control, and that the natural ebb and flow of this market is going to be to the bullish side, meaning that every rally is going to be more powerful than every reaction. This is great to see, because when we get to the top of the market, that is going to be the climactic action of the volume. So this is further concreting the fact that we are not at the top. It boggles my mind that people are thinking that this could potentially be a top. This does not look like a top. This does not have any characteristics of a top. The last Bitcoin top, just to put it into context, went from 4,000 to 20,000 in a month. If you see something like that, where you go up by basically, I'm not going to do the math, but like basically a 4x in a month, then we can talk about a top being in. This is just a macro area of take profits. A lot of people bought Bitcoin at a much lower price. There were several opportunities during the accumulation phase of Bitcoin to purchase it at around $3,000 to $5,000. So a lot of those people who were buying are taking profits, and so they should. We're up at a big level here. So, and those who aren't are going to maybe be purchasing hedging contracts to just kind of hedge their bets in case they are wrong. They might open up some options to against their position, so that in the event that it does retrace and pull back, they're not going to lose any money. They're locking in that price. So yeah, it's a divergence. It's a bullish divergence. We're heading up on decreased effort. It's a good sign, in my opinion. A lot of people get volume wrong. They think that you need volume for continuation, and you don't. Okay, so if anybody in the chat can tell me what the heck is going on with waves. So we posted this setup. I want to say over a week ago, maybe longer. It was a few weeks ago, and waves took off. So we posted this setup in VIP. We got as soon as we broke the creek line of this setup here, we put it out, said, hey, wait for a retest. We got that retest. So we were making entries in waves down at $10, currently up at 18, so nearly a 2x. There was an opportunity to take profits at a 2x, but if anybody knows what the composite operator, what the narrative that's being pushed around on waves is, if you could leave that in the chat, that would be great. Because yeah, you know, I don't have time to keep up with the news so much. I can just identify when there's strength in an asset and when demand is in control. So usually when you get large candles like this, there is some sort of narrative that's being pushed, whether it's some sort of announcement or mainnet launch or this upgrade, this tweet, that tweet, whatever it is. There's a demand characteristic that really pushes us out of a breakout like this. Now, for those who are in VIP, and I guess, you know, anybody who's holding waves, I am okay with explaining it. This is a sign of strength. So what we need to anticipate, or what we need to be prepared for whenever an asset, you know, shows its sign of strength, is it does have to come for a backup. So expect it to give it all back. I'm not saying that it will. I'm not saying, you know, jump out now and try and catch a pullback, because that's usually how people get shaken out of strong positions. I'm just saying, don't freak out when all of your profits that you're making today go away. We're gonna have to come down and test something. If we're gonna make some sort of retracement. Watch on the daily close. The daily close will give us our automatic reaction line. Wherever that automatic reaction lands will likely be where that support will be built. So keep an eye out for that. If you do want to close the position, I mean, we have a nice profit day today, but I'm holding this position and I'm in contracts. So, you know, for me to want to hold long on a position that's prepared to give it all back, I'm pretty convicted to this trade. So I think that this is just confirmation of the bias that we've been concluding in the group, that demand very much so is in control. So nothing to worry about that. OMG, yeah, OMG. Let's take a look at OMG. So OMG, it's trying to break out of this cup and handle formation. So we have kind of this cup and handle here, you know. Cup and handles, I really like cup and handles. You know, the dependency of different setups, like some people like falling wedges, some people like cup and handles, some people like double bottoms. You know, there's many formations that appear out in the wild, and you can put them in the context of the Wyckoff method. But one of my more successful setups that I personally like to employ is the cup and handle. The cup and handle is hard on entries though, because you want to make entries on the handle and you never really know how far the handle is going to drop down. And cup and handles are often bottoming patterns. So bottoming patterns are also very volatile and they take a long time. So if you're, you know, I'm long OMG, this is a long-term hold for me. This will probably be a secular hold. I will be selling when I feel that we're getting close to a top. So I'm not worried about what's going on with OMG with the ebbs and flows currently, but we did encounter supply up at resistance here. So what I would anticipate, and again, you know, take it with a grain of salt. I can't predict direction. I can only analyze strength and take a position with both directions in consideration. But, you know, we had a test here. You can see the supply that came in. Oh, it's 11:15. My random alarm went off. You can see the supply that came in here as we butt up against the resistance. So we're going to probably come down and test this area of support, get one more test on this supply, on this line of resistance. Whether we break through a little bit, you know, I'm not sure. But what we're going to be looking for is basically a lower amount of supply. We want to see, like, currently the supply is increasing. So if we get even more supply, it'll probably consolidate a little bit. But if we can get a signature that's showing us that the supply has been absorbed, then we could be ready to take a move to the upside. So further tests are required, and we will be watching this. OMG is not anything that you need to rush into. So if you're starting to get really bullish on OMG, you're in a very good position to be campaigning into this position. This is not going anywhere anytime soon. this is going to be probably a multi-month play. I mean, who knows? It can probably just start mooning at the beginning of the breakout of the cup and handle, but typically these types of formations take a while to break out. They take a while to start heading into markup. When it does break the cup and handle, when it does break above this line here, there will be a sign of strength. Don't freak out, don't FOMO into the green candle. It always has a sign of strength, and you have to wait for that commitment back down before you can take a position to the long side. So yeah, OMG is looking really good, nice and healthy. I think that this is a nice position to be in. You know, this is, yeah, looks good. Looks good. Okay, Genstar, thinking of adding a small position to an existing bag of Luna. Could we take a look, please? Cheers, Gravy Train. I gotta get you set up as a mod, my friend. I sent you a DM on Discord. Speaking of Discord, if you would like to join the free side of the Discord, links are down below, both on YouTube and on Twitch. We'll see you in there. You just gotta get past my security bot. You gotta do it. Yeah, Luna. So nice move, okay? Really large move in Luna. I don't know what Luna is, but this is a huge move, okay? Is this the longest chart? How old is Luna? Is this it? Is this as old as Luna is? I'm just gonna assume that this is as old as Luna is. So this is a massive move, you know, and what comes with a massive move is a very long reaccumulation. So that's 2,800% move. It's nearly 3,000%. That's a 30x if you were able to, you know, from the point of the breakout to the top, if you were able to sell the top, you got a 30x. There's going to be a lot of profit taking because people are in many multiples, and every step down you're going to encourage a new batch of traders to be like, you know what, I don't want to give this up. I'm gonna cut it off here. You know, I could have had a 30x, but I'll take a 25x. I could have had a 25x, but I'll take a 20x. I could have had a 20x, but I'll take a 15x. You know, these huge multiples, they affect different groups of traders at different times, and until you reach an area of what's called capitulation. So I think that you know, you wouldn't want to be adding just yet because currently we're in a downtrend. Okay, so you know, we keep it really simple here. You know, a high, a low, a lower high, a lower low, until this trend changes. You know, until we can get kind of a trend change, a trend reversal. I wouldn't be worrying about trying to nail the bottom for adding to this position. It's in a downtrend. It's going to keep going down until it stops. We don't predict anything in this market. If you try to predict direction and you hold a conviction to one direction, you need to have a lot of experience to do that. But more often than not, people are overly bullish, and it gets them in trouble. So, you know, the trend is your friend until it ends. And when it ends and heads to the upside, that'll be your confirmation. After you have confirmation, we can talk about entries. But currently, we're on a local downtrend. The volume is declining. We want to see a stopping action in the volume. So we want to see the composite operator step in and say, yes, that's the floor. And I wouldn't be looking for a floor until we're at least down to about $10 to $12. Nice big even number. Those are just numbers that I'm just using based on psychological levels. But current downtrend, don't fight the downtrend. No new positions. Chainlink. Yeah, it's been a while since we looked at Chainlink. I don't know why. Chainlink has been doing very well. It's slow, but it keeps on giving, you know. It's not making these insane moves like a lot of other assets are, but it's consistently giving, and that's a good thing, you know. Nice reaccumulation here. We just jumped the creek, it looks like. For those who don't know what I'm talking about, these are references. This is terminology that we use with the Wyckoff method. Basically, what the creek is it's a jump across some highs or jump across some resistance with a little bit of volume. So you can see the volume that came in right here. This is in the form of demand. So we got a little bit of demand and it crossed over our creek line. So we kind of got that jump right there on volume. So that's our jump across the creek. It's looking really good. Nice consolidation of the supply. We can see this, lots of Link does this. Chainlink is so weird. It gives up a ton of supply very, very early. And I don't know why that is. The last time it kind of did this was down at $8, and then it continued to go to 20 on way less volume. Like if I was looking at that chart and I saw that volume signature come in, I would have sold at $8, and then it went, and then it continued to go to $20. So Link is very weird with its preliminary supply, its PSY. I've noticed that many times with Chainlink. So it gives up a ton of preliminary supply very early on, and it continues to go up to its buyer's climax with relatively low volume. And then it creates the trading range. So yeah, it's very healthy, very healthy. Currently jumped the creek, wait for it to come back down and test. The next turnaround will be a good opportunity to buy the sign of strength, or front run the sign of strength and get in on the next backup LPS before we continue to the upside. But it's not making huge moves, but it's making moves in the right direction. You have to, you're not going to be in the coins that pump 40% in a day all the time. That just kind of happens by accident. But if you can be in something that's trending and consistently offering you value and consistently being a good investment, that's a good thing. So Chainlink looks good. Thanks for the follow. Thanks for the follow to anybody who followed. I don't always say thank you in the stream, but thank you. How long is a long hold in crypto? Some are in it for another 4 years. Some sell in a week. I'm thinking in the wrong units. Am I thinking in the wrong units? Well, it kind of depends. Sarah, you sold at 8. Yeah, nobody blames you for that. That was technically, from a TA standpoint, that was a good move. So yeah, your position for me, like when I'm buying quality projects that I know have a lot of backing and a lot of institutional interest, and I know, or I'm convicted that they're not about to go away anytime soon, I hold those until I feel a top is in. Whether that's a localized top or whether that's a macro top. Like a lot of these shit coins, they're pumping right now, but they pump and then they give a lot back pretty quickly. So those ones, I just wait until it starts to feel uncomfortable. Like if I'm not convicted to that as an investment and it really starts to move, like if you get a 150% move in like a 1 or 2 day period, I think it's a very good time to take profits, because the 150% is close enough to like a 1.618 extension, and that's typically where a lot of supply enters. When things move too fast, the profits come out quickly. So it kind of depends on what token you're in, what coin you're in, and how convicted you are to it as an investment versus a trade. Not every trade is an investment, but every investment to me does have an aspect of trade to it, but not every trade is an investment. And what I mean by that is there are coins that, yes, I love and I will sell them, but I also invest in them because I believe in their future. And then there's other coins where it's like, yeah, I think that this is just a hyped project and a lot of people are jumping in, so I will too. Just with a pullback or some sort of advantageous entry. So yeah, there is no rules for time frame. You can hold it for weeks, you can hold it for years. I think those that are planning on 4 years, I don't try to look that far ahead. I have investments and I treat them very differently. In the example of Bitcoin, I probably won't sell much of my Bitcoin. I will likely hedge my Bitcoin to reduce the amount of volatility to the downside. I haven't quite decided yet. I'll probably sell some, I'll probably hedge some, but a lot of the altcoins I will sell, just because there's no data in the charts right now that tells me that they aren't going to lose 95% of their value. And a lot of the altcoins can't be hedged. So if I can't hedge my spot position, then I'm not just going to write it down. I'm not. I need some sort of way of hedging that coin. And that infrastructure hasn't been built yet. Luna is the moon. Yeah, that's true. Okay. I'm also trying to, so Simply Veta says, I'm also trying to apply what I learned here to my own coins. Am I correct by saying Geek also has a cup and handle? I believe it is retracing. So it might, you know, soon after a cup and handle, there is a retracement, because the cup and handle is kind of the breakthrough of resistance where you get a sign of strength. And then the sign of strength needs to come down and react. This is a very illiquid coin. Poloniacs, well, at least we know they're honest. So yeah, this is kind of a cup and handle formation. You're correct. You know, we have this, you know, this rounded bottom and then a smaller bottom with a line of resistance, and we broke out. So this is, it looks exactly like what's going on with waves right now. So, you know, we have a trading range down here. Let me slap a range on here. Oops, nope. Abort. Let me try that again. So we have a high here. This is the buyer's climax. This is also the area of resistance for the top of the cup. We've clearly broken above that at this point. Let's go with something like that, I guess. I don't know. It's very illiquid. The bottom of this trading range is kind of harder to determine. Let's go down to the 4 hour. Man, look at this. Look at nobody. This is so illiquid. Look at these freaking shitty, dumb candles. This is on the 4 hour. This is on the 4 hour. Yikes. You have to be prepared for significant downside when you're buying these really illiquid coins. So it's $2.60. Look, it's an up candle. I don't know. It jumped and then went down. Yeah, we're going to come back down to $2. From what I'm seeing here, we'll likely come down and sit on top of the trading range down here, which is also the lip of the cup for the cup and handle. It is what it is. This is the sign of strength, though. This is the confirmation that we have made a higher high on the localized scale. Like, we haven't made this. We haven't made a high this high since back here in August of 2020. So it's been a while since we've had the asset up at this high. But you know, this stuff doesn't turn around immediately. Just because you take get a breakout doesn't mean that it just takes off from there. So we will likely have to consolidate a bit, and we will likely do so on top of the trading range. You know, we might pierce down a few times, but we'll spend some time in this area here before we commit to the upside. Likely. I don't really know what the fundamentals are on Geek, but yeah, it does not have a lot of market participation. When there's not a lot of market participation, there's not a lot of hype. That's like the definition of hype, is everybody's excited and everybody's going to buy it. So there's no hype on it yet. Just a sign of strength and a healthy continuation. But yeah, it's pretty wiki. It's a mess. Yeah, we did talk about waves with the US dollar pair, but yeah, let's see what's going on with the Bitcoin pair. It's always good to look at both, and sometimes even I forget to do so. But yeah, you know, oh, nice. So yeah, waves had okay, I gotta back this up here. Let's go to the 3-day. Yeah, it looks like it's getting to the top of a cup and handle as well. So kind of in a different spot, but looking bullish. We're up, this was the area of the capitulation, so we can kind of make note of that level right here. Drag that across. You know, we're currently trying to break out above that level, so we might get rejected here. I think that waves will have to come down. It's, you know, this is just the ebbs and flows. We had a nice rally and now we have to react. It's just how it is. So we might get rejected at this point, come down and find support somewhere at in this area right here, just around the area where we originally broke out on the Bitcoin pair, so we can come back there, maybe you know, rally, try and break out some of these highs. And if we can get above this level at around, you know, 4,800 satoshis, something like that, a clear break above, let's say 4,900 satoshis, then we are off to the races with waves. And I think that you know, what we're seeing on the US dollar pair versus the Bitcoin pair, they're both bullish setups. So people who are trading Bitcoin as their alpha are excited about waves, and people who are trading USD as their alpha are excited about waves. We have more market consensus. This is very good. Neo. Yeah, guys, these OG coins, I've been telling you. You know, there's almost been like 2 cycles to this market in terms of altcoins, like 2 waves. Well, if we talk, we're talking about waves. But the first wave was all these new farmable DeFi tokens and these airdrops. Like, I don't know how many of you got the Uniswap airdrop. If you ever did a swap on Uniswap before September 10th or something, some date in September, you were airdropped 400 Uni tokens. I don't know if you're aware of this. If you did interact with Uni and you didn't know about that airdrop, you have 12K sitting in your account right now. So, you know, the expansion of all this new DeFi stuff was the first wave, and now we're getting into the second wave. And the second wave seems to be a lot of these OG crypto coins. These left for dead tokens are still kind of showing themselves as coming back. So we can take a look at Neo. Neo is one of them for sure. Yeah, Neo had a beautiful reaccumulation. I took a position in Neo. My original position was down here, but it was just a baby position because we weren't in the same market back here. At least for Neo. Neo was doing a lot of fake outs. So, you know, I took just a little baby position here, and then we mooned, and I was like, okay, well, I should have gotten a little heavier there. And then I grabbed some more down here as we were starting to curl up. So that's often a play that I will do. You know, we have an extension. Oops, give me my pen. We have an extension and we react, and then we curl back up. So, you know, that bottom consolidation, I usually enter at the turnaround. I don't try to nail the bottom of the support. I don't. I wait for that confirmation. I wait till the candles start curling up on a level that I feel has formed as support. And then when I see it curling up, I'm like, okay, it's getting frisky, and I take a position on the upside. It's a lot easier to do that when you're in a bull market. I don't really recommend that you try that in a bear market. Bear markets are hard to trade. You can do it, but your strategy needs to be very different, and you have to kind of front run a lot of ideas. So to be able to front run an idea, you need to have like 5 years of experience trading before you can really front run stuff. And if you've just joined in the bull market, you don't even know what a bear market looks like. So I would kind of tap out and just focus on the analysis in very small trading accounts. Very small if you're going to try and trade the bear market. It can be done, but please limit your risk with position sizing. If you guys wouldn't mind hitting the like button, that really helps YouTube kind of push this content out. I'm gonna start going back to my short format as well as these longer streams. You know, I stream for an hour, but I started on YouTube doing these 10 to 15 minute short breakdowns, and now I just do a bunch of breakdowns for the community. But I think YouTube likes the short stuff better. But if you could you know, hit the like button, that would really help me get out there and allow people to see more of this simple style of analysis, because I look at other people on YouTube and man, their charts are complicated. They try to explain something to me, but they've got lines all over the place. They've got indicators all over the place, taking up half the screen. I can't make heads or tails as to what they're trying to communicate to me. So if you find this analysis clean, simple, and easy to understand, I'm sure there's other people out there that would appreciate seeing this as well. Selling all your alts before top blows in May. So this is a question that I'm getting. I don't have any idea. I think that you're wrong in thinking that it's coming in May personally, but again, I can't tell. So my opinion is wrong. Your opinion is wrong. We're both wrong until one of us is right. Always wait for confirmation. But I will say that my strategy going forward is going to be kind of thinking about like where my risk is held. So with a lot of these decentralized exchanges like Uniswap, SushiSwap, blah, 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 all the assets that have been making me a lot of money on my MetaMask wallet, those are going to be closed first. And the reason I'm going to be closing a lot of those DeFi plays first is because the decentralized exchanges do not have the liquidity to be able to handle a crisis. So if the bull market is over and everybody is panicking and we're on the other side of the bull market and you know, everybody's trying to sell, the liquidity will not exist on those dexes. And a lot of people who are trading these dex coins, these new tokens that aren't available on centralized exchanges, they're going to get burned. That's my prediction. They're going to get very burned. So the first thing that I'm going to do when I feel like a top is getting close is I'm going to start consolidating all of those decentralized exchange positions. And if there's a place to put them on a centralized exchange, I'm going to transfer them to the centralized exchange. And if I can't, I'm going to sell it. So that's just my approach with that. And then as far as, you know, other coins, if I can do any sort of hedging, I will. If I can't, I'll probably start trailing stop losses, kind of split my position into stop losses and let the price action decide for me. Because, you know, I trade on confirmation. I don't try and front run ideas. So realistically, I will be waiting for Bitcoin to top out before I close most of the position. I'll be taking profits along the way, but you never know where the top is. You know, the top can be in excess of $300,000 per Bitcoin. We don't know. We'll have to see. And we don't know when that'll come either. It could come this year. It can come next year. We don't know. And you have to submit to the fact that you don't know and plan with multiple scenarios. You got to think of yourself as kind of like a special ops, you know, platoon kind of general. Like, you know, we're going to go into enemy territories or whatever. We don't know what they have set up. So let's plan about this scenario, that scenario, this scenario, that scenario. And you have a plan for multiple scenarios. So when push comes to shove, you actually know what to do when the confirmations come across your table. Beat sounds. Shouldn't KNC go parabolic once it gets out of the widening wedge? Typically, yes, but there is no should. There is no shouldn't. But typically, when there's no more resistance points, like when there's no more areas of resistance that you can draw, and you have a blue sky breakout, things usually heat up pretty quickly. Let's get off contracts. I mean, we're already heating up. See, another cup and handle. These cup and handles are everywhere, guys. Pay attention. Pay attention. Yeah, so basically, once we get above this area of resistance right here, there's really not much left to get above. You know, just the all-time high. And the all-time high break will cause some supply to enter the market. Don't get me wrong. There will be plenty of supply to go around when we get to the all-time high. But yeah, you're referring to kind of a megaphone pattern or something like that. So that's kind of what we got right now. So if we break out above this, I think we'll just blast off to there, but we'll come back down as we create a squeeze here. So, you know, again, we don't predict, but you know, what is something like this where we kind of get a squeeze and then we head up from there. Once we get above the all-time high, that's when things are going to get silly with KNC. Sirwin's got 12K. Beautiful. Yeah, that uni airdrop, man. When they gave it to you, it was a $1,200 airdrop. If you held it till now, you have $12,000. That's why, you know, free coins with quality projects where it has function and utility. A lot of people ask me what to do with that airdrop. I said if it was me, I would keep it. I didn't get the freaking airdrop. Wish I did. I was like a few days late from qualifying for that airdrop. Still hodling from 2017. Right on, Gravy Train. Have I had a look at BAT recently? It hit all of my targets, but I still have the feeling that this will reclaim and go further. Yeah, I mean, BAT's in markup. So, you know, when you have a target, depending on the project, depending on the coin, depending on your strategy, and depending on how much risk you want to assume, BAT's been around for a long time. It's constantly being developed. I think the concept of basic attention token, you know, paying somebody for attention is a very far out there concept that, you know, we're not there yet. I think from the macro perspective, that's a concept that's going to come later on when tokenomics and the token economy makes sense to everybody in the world. But right now, people don't even know what the fuck makes Bitcoin so valuable. There goes my monetization. I'll have to YouTube. You can keep your 50 cents. So yeah, it's just, I think that it's ahead of its time fundamentally, but that doesn't matter because we're selling the story. We're not selling the reality here. So let's take a look at that. And then I got to start thinking about getting out of here on time and start the virtual classroom for those who are interested in upping your game and really learning how to interpret charts yourself, which is, you know, you really need to learn how to chart this stuff yourself. That's when you really become a trader. A trader is self-reliant. My group is designed to nurture your critical thinking inside of this market. I want you to take the skills that I give you and I want you to build wealth over time, cycle after cycle after cycle. And it's all about mindset. This is why my TA is so simple, because the TA is just a tool to kind of pick a spot in the market for you to take a position with a higher probability of success. But, you know, we're not a high frequency day trading group. I think that if you're day trading crypto, it's extremely hard. You'll have one good day and then the very next day you gave back all the profits. So you're not really making anything. I'm not saying that people can't day trade. Obviously, there are plenty of people that do very well day trading. I just happen to like the longer swings because I feel that they're a lot less work and they're a lot easier to stay calm and convicted to your positions, playing the longer swings, knowing that you're investing in quality projects for long-term swings. So if that's the kind of style of trading that you are interested in, if you don't want to be sitting in front of a screen, then I encourage you to join VIP and really dive into this method. It's completely, you know, I learned pattern trading, I learned momentum trading, I learned, you know, it's just naked chart trading. I learned all these different styles of analysis, and Wyckoff, it just kind of brings it all together. And you can use all of the different forms of analysis that you've learned along the way, and you can look at it through the lens of the Wyckoff and really solidify your analysis and understand what's going on. Demand is in control. Easy. Demand is in control. I'm going to hold long. Obviously, it takes work, but that's what we encourage in the group. So links down below if you are at all interested. Basic attention token, man, we're just getting started. We're just getting started. We just broke above. We just broke above. We got our sign of strength, came down for a test, and we're making new highs. This is looking very healthy. This is looking very healthy. This is another one. I don't know if PJ's on the stream here, but PJ got in down here at the first backup, and then we had the second backup. So PJ's in a ton of profit right now. Yeah, we're already 200% from that entry there. So yeah, things are looking good on basic attention token. I think it's just getting going. Demand is in control. We are in markup. The trend is your friend until it ends. And we'll probably keep going on this one. So it's hit all of your targets. So I don't know what that means to you, but if it means that you've limited your exposure and you now hold a zero risk trade, if you're holding a zero risk trade, keep on holding because you have nothing to lose at this point. And I think that demand is very much so in control. You can control your emotions and wait for the cycle top to come in. Have I checked out Vet? Vet's doing great. VeChain's doing great. What's going on, Shroomer? How's it going? Yeah, VeChain's looking really good. Yeah, we can take a look at Cake. You know, Cake is, you know, I don't like to look at Cake because I hit myself every time I look at that chart because, man, I held the freaking bottom of that chart. I held the bottom of that chart. That was right at right after all of the DeFi craze came and went. And I held thousands of them, thousands of those coins. And I sold them because I was like, it's stupid. Cake, who cares? Mistake. Don't skip on the fundamentals sometimes. So yeah, we can take a look at VeChain. Bing Bon, never heard of that exchange. Yeah, keep it simple, man. It's in markup. If you're in a position, there's nothing really to do. We've just entered markup. The trend is your friend until it ends. It's going to keep going. It looks like it's just heating up. So we'll probably get a nice impulse move here now that we've kind of broken out here. Let's go do the 4 hour. We had a nice consolidation right here. Nice reaccumulation in this zone. A sign of strength, backup, and we're off to the races. This is kind of, you could spot buy it where it is right now because we're coming down and sitting on the previous high, but I want to allow you to understand that we could also come back down here. So I think it's unlikely. I think that we did the tests that we needed to do and that we're probably going to come up to some higher levels. There is some supply coming in here, so maybe wait for a little bit of a, a little bit of a pullback. But VeChain's very much so. Demand is in control on VeChain. Yeah, it's looking good. Thanks, Sarah, for the endorsement. I appreciate that. Yeah, it's really important, and that's what I nurture. You know, I'm not going to spoon feed you setups. I post my setups and I tell you what I'm doing, but I'm not going to spoon feed them to you. I'm not going to tell you, you know, I need you to think on your own, and that is what makes you powerful. And if I can make you a powerful trader, you just become an asset to the group. And that's what we try to do. So yeah, thank you for your endorsement there, Sarah. I appreciate it. Yeah, let's take a look at Cake. I'll take a look at a couple other ones too. So Synthetics, really cool DEX. I think they're doing derivatives. So nice use case because there is a huge appetite for derivatives. Yeah, I think I was looking at SNX just yesterday, maybe, where I placed this alarm. So it looks like we got above and got rejected. So we're working on breaking out some of these highs here. So we'll probably try and break this next high at around $23. But it's wanting to turn around here. So it's getting to the point where we're going to want to pay attention to Synthetics. So keep this one on your watch list. Keep this one on your radar. It's getting ready to turn around. So yeah, I don't need to look into that too much. PNT, I have no idea what that one is. PNT. Should I know what that is? PNT. Relatively new token? Oh no, it's been around. Oh, not that long. Trend is your friend. Trend is your friend. If you're looking for entries, you're going to want to find them on an area of support. We have a nice, it's just upsloping so beautifully here. When you have a nice consistent gradient, like, you know, it's consistently just following this line, anytime it touches it is a buy. If it fails from that point, well, you bought at the wrong time, but, you know, that's trading. You're not going to win every single time, but, you know, we're in an area of support right now. This is technically a buy. So we have a buy on PNT. I want to know a little bit more about PNT. Let me just plug it in here. P Network. That's a silly name. Max supply 59 million. Market cap is basically 100 million. Fully diluted valuation. So it's currently under market value as far as the diluted valuation. So this is what? This is a DeFi network you can stake on here. What is this? P Network. Heartbeat of cross-chain composability. It's built on EOS. What is this? Network. Yeah, I'll have to look into this a little bit more. You know, the chart is kind of a nice chart to trade because it's very simple. It's just a channel. So anytime you're at the bottom of the channel, it's a buying opportunity. And this trend will just continue. It'll be very boring and doing the same thing until it starts to get exciting, either up or down. So you have a plan accordingly and you trade that plan. Let's kind of move this down a bit. Something like that. We're in a channel. It might come down a little bit more, but it looks like it's in a pretty good spot to at least start campaigning into the position. Nothing here is financial advice. I'm just sharing what I see on the charts. Okay, I got 10 minutes left. 10 minutes left before I need to head out of here and head to the virtual classroom. I did have my bot. For those who were waiting in the Discord, I did have my bot send a Zoom link. I'm hoping that worked. I think I might have deleted it for some reason. I don't know. I got to get my Zoom link automated so that you guys can just set that up so I can get stuff going quicker. But anyways, yeah, Cake. Yeah, Odyssey. Let's take a look at Cake. Most of the gains have already been made with cake. I mean, a lot of the gains have already been made with cake. But it's heading in markup. I mean, I hope you got in at the consolidation. So these sideways trading ranges is where you want to get in. You want to look for entries when you get to these kind of sideways trading zones. Because we're out of that now. So, you know, we had a couple opportunities to buy here, and even at the breakout here. So there was 3 positions that you could have taken, but we're marking up now. So realize that this move right here is the sign of strength. They're hard to take a position because, you know, we could definitely come down and reverse to test, or we can keep heading up. It's much better to get inside of the consolidation. Don't wait till we're freaking mooning and rallying. You know, find these sideways trading environments and then buy these dips, buy these touch points of the lower end of the range as you campaign in. Yeah, it's in markup. So, you know, buyer beware on that one. MCAS 402 file is the same for me. I was loaded up on it at 22 and got out before it blew. Yeah, it's it is what it is. What's Filecoin's at like $200? Like a 10x from where you were or something like that? I don't even know. But yeah, Woo's been doing all right. Woo's another one of our VIP call outs. We were calling Woo down at 30 cents. So we've already 3x'd on Woo. It's leaving its accumulation. It's heading into markup. What more is there to say? If you want to take a position, you got to wait for a pullback. It's not pulling back yet. It's just showing strength. It's fighting with the dollar, so that's good. You know, the dollar is a nice even area of consistent supply. Any psychological level, there's going to be supply. So let's see what happens up at this level at around $1. Maybe we come back down. I don't know. But yeah, if you're looking to take a position in Woo, I think your last chance is going to be on a big pullback. And if the big pullback doesn't come, then you didn't get your chance. But yeah, it's looking good. Really liking my Woo position right now. I went pretty heavy on Woo. Okay. Luna. Man, I hope you guys know most of these projects are shit, right? You know, I don't know anything about Luna. I just want to preface that, you know, we're building a network. We don't need a million copycats of the same thing inside of that network. There's going to be a winner that does something, and we don't know what that is. There's going to be a winner of smart contracts. There's going to be a winner of oracles. There's going to be a winner of this. There's going to be a winner of that. You need to understand that if you're joining this market now, you're in the speculative stage. And when you're in the speculative stage of the market, most of the shit is exactly that. It's garbage. It's shit. Nice double bottom here. On a more positive note, we can kind of draw a trading range around this, right around here. Pull that across. It's in a buy zone for sure. You know, it might come down a little bit more, but this is accumulation. You're campaigning into this. Every time we touch the bottom, buy some. Just, you know, whatever the position size that you have in mind is, divided by, I don't know, 5, divided by 3, divided by 10, whatever that position size that you want to put into this asset is, section it out. Okay, we hit the bottom. Boom, I'll put in a unit. Boom, we hit the bottom again. I'll put in a unit. Oh, we broke out. Okay, I'm going to buy the pullback, put in a unit. Campaign into the position. That way you're not, you know, having to suffer the emotional turmoil of entering something that drops really heavily. You know, let it kind of tell you and give you the confirmation and just campaign into it. It's going sideways. It's not going up anytime soon until we can break this trend. We do have a creek line right here. So, you know, you can even wait to get a break of the creek line before even taking your first position. So, you know, draw a line, right click the line, add an alert on the trend line. Every time every bar, I want to be notified if it crosses. Actually, I want to be notified every time it's above my line. Boom, alarm created. I don't know what this is, but I've got an alarm on it. 1 inch. 1 inch just got listed on Coinbase, I think. It's in a very nice spot right now, testing support. 1 inch is looking good. Demand is in control. Just a huge volume pump with that news of the listing. We can come down to lower levels though. I'm gonna play it because anytime we have a sign of strength that's just, you know, kind of lackluster and pitiful like this isn't a big sign of strength. This is just like, yay, we made it. It's not good enough for me. I'll kind of line stuff up with some previous areas of resistance and look to see if we come back down. So, you know, we could come back down to this level right at around $5, something like that. So, you know, you could easily take a position here, but again, we're campaigning in. So save most of your position to either buy lower or buy higher on confirmation. Got in cake at $9 and sold at $12. Really didn't know if it would go further. Fair enough. I bought cake at like 10 cents or something ridiculous. Just ridiculous. And I was just like, you know what? This is dumb. All this food coin stuff. It's dumb. This isn't going anywhere. I can get syrup for cake. What a stupid thing. So I sold it all. Cake went to freaking the moon. That would have been a $500,000 trade for me if I had held it. But hey, can't beat yourself up too much. It is what it is. But that is the art of trading. I would like to learn how to do this. Yeah, it takes time. We can definitely help you, get you, you know, you need to have the theory. Once you have the theory, then you have to have the mindset. Once you have the mindset, then you put it into practice. Once you see success and you learn how to be on the defense, you learn when it's okay to take risk, and you learn when it's better to take a defensive position, then you really start to make money cycle to cycle. So that's what we teach. Join the links down below. Dodo BTC. I don't know. I think Dodo is kind of a retail coin, so I don't know how many Bitcoin whales are looking at it, but we'll take a look. The Bitcoin whales like the stuff that's been around for a while. You know, we're starting to see that now. We have a bottom. Both USD and Bitcoin here have a pretty nice bottom. So this is an accumulation. These take time. They take a lot of time. So you have to be very patient. And the volatility at the bottom is extreme. You know, if you aren't buying at the very bottom, if you buy somewhere in the middle and it retraces, that's a 50% retracement, just to put it into context. If you're in the middle of the trading range right here and we retrace, because we're at the bottom, look at the retracement if we go back to the bottom of the channel from buying right here. Okay, it's not that terrible actually. It's still 16%. So actually that's not as bad as I thought, but be careful when you're at the bottom because the volatility is usually a little bit more extreme. But yeah, it's looking good on the Bitcoin pair. US dollar pair is looking similar, looking good in the sense that it seems to be finding solid support. You always want to buy support. We need me personally, I want to wait for some demand to come in. So I want a little bit more volume to kind of trickle in, showing me that there's a demand aspect to this. Currently, we don't have that. So we can be range bound and floating sideways for a while. Oh my God, I've done it again. It takes so... These streams go by so quickly. I got to jump into the virtual classroom here. So sorry, I don't have time to look at any more charts. I do have to jump into the virtual class. So if you would like to join VIP and talk in these private Zoom meetings where we discuss your charts, your analysis, and your strategy and try and come up with a good trading plan around that, then follow the links down below. Join VIP. We will see you in the jungle. That's all the time I have for today. If you guys enjoyed this content, please leave it a like. Don't forget to subscribe. And if there are any coins that you would like me to take a look at, leave them in the comments section down below, or hit me up in Discord. Go ahead and leave those requests in the free Discord linked below. That is all the time I have for today. So without any further ado, please trade safe. It is a jungle out there. Peace.